Hello and welcome to Candy's Creations from CandysCouture.com. Today I'm going to show you how to make several of these ribbon flowers or ribbon roses. So I've made some quickly here just to kind of show you what they are, but either way these are just several ribbon done roses. I've added some feathers and a bit of tulle. So these can be turned into barrettes or headbands. Here's another few I did, and I just added a bit of rhinestones with the tulle. Here's a much larger piece I did with various colors, and again the feathers. I love adding feathers to headpieces. And again, this would be a perfect little headband. And here's the last one I quickly did. I added some pearls, and again a bit of feathers and some rhinestones, and just added a bit of sunny fun colors to add to a barrette later. So first things you're going to need is a lighter, ribbon. I'm using satin ribbon here, and I usually don't measure out anything I do. When I create, I just create. But if you do need an average, this is about, I'd say 20 inches, maybe 22 inches. And this one's probably about 25. Obviously, the length that you use will determine the size of your flower. This ribbon is 5/8, and I wouldn't suggest going any lower than or any smaller than a 5/8 to do your flowers with, as it's just way too difficult to work with. And lastly, of course, you're going to need your glue gun. So there are two separate flowers here that I am going to show you to do. These are obviously just your simple roses with petals done on them. But then there's also this kind here, which is more like a lollipop style rose. So I'm going to show you how to do that one as well. So first I'm going to take this lavender ribbon, and I'm going to singe the edges just to keep them from fraying. Okay, so I guess the first one we'll do is we will do this lollipop style flower. So you want to take your ribbon and you want to fold the one edge down like this. Then you want to flip it back again like this. So once you've accomplished this, you want to take it and you want to roll the center to make kind of your first starting of the centers of your rose. Now once you've done this, take your glue gun and just add a tiny dab of glue just to hold it in place so it stays. Now once that's done, the rest of this flower is fairly simple. So you're going to take the rest of your ribbon and you're going to fold it back like this. So you've got it folded back, and then you're going to roll this into that fold so it looks like that. You're going to fold it back again and you're going to roll it in, and you can kind of see how it starts to form. So every roll or so, I usually do every 2 rolls, I add a tiny dab to hold it. Of course, you can do this as loose or as tight as you'd like to create your flowers. So I'm going to roll it, fold it, roll it, okay. And as you continue to get used to this technique, you will figure out your own ways of kind of speeding things up. So now that I'm folding and rolling it in, the way to make the lollipop style flower is to ensure that all of your petals are always done the same. So instead of offsetting it, like let's say this, I'm going to line up this petal tip with this petal tip. Add a touch of glue. Now we're over at the other side. Going to line up the petal tips. And then glue. And you can continue to do this. Now in this one I've only done 3 major petals. You can do 4, you can do 5, it all depends on how you roll it. So you just keep twisting and rolling and adding more to your sides. Until you are down to the very last bit of your ribbon. So now you're left with this. And this is what I usually do. I cut off the tail. And now I'm left with this. So I add a touch of glue to the center, and then I fold this piece over so you've created your own backing. And there you've got a simple little rolled rose. Now in this one, I created 5 sides in how I rolled it. You can only see, well, 3 of them, and all it is just keeping the petals that you create even on all sides, so it gives you kind of that almost lollipop style look. So now you could take this, add this with a few other pieces, and just kind of embellish it. Put it on a headband, a piece of clothing, whatever you'd like, a barrette. So now I'm going to show you the typical petaled one. Again, I'm going to take my lighter, I'm going to singe the edges. And I'm going to start off the exact same way. I'm going to fold it, have my tail, flip it over again. I'm going to roll the center, add a touch of glue to keep it there, and I'm going to continue to roll. So again, folding back to create your petals. And remember, the amount of petals you get on your rose is dependent by how often you flip it before you reach the beginning of your roll again. So so far this is going to be my 3rd flip. And I think I'm going to do a 4th before adding another touch of glue. Okay, so now the way to do these kinds is you're going to offset each petal. So instead of adding them up together, or adding the points together, you want to create your points in the middle of the actual petal, like that. So as I continue this, you'll kind of see what I'm saying. So I'm going to fold this and roll it over, fold it, I'm going to add a touch of glue, folding it again, add a touch of glue, and as you see, the more I roll, the more it offsets from this. Add a touch of glue, fold it, and as you see, the more and more I add, the more this flower is being created. You can start to see the random blossoms or the random petals. I put a little too much glue there. And if you're a crafter like I am, you probably have iron fingertips from how much hot glue has touched them. So again, I'm left with my backing. Cut off the end. Okay, so my camera decided to stop working, so I had to restart this portion of the video. So here we are with these two flowers. And now I'm going to show you how to then take these flowers and put them onto a backing. So here I just have a scrap piece of felt. It doesn't really matter on the color because in the end it's going to be hidden, although if you can coordinate with whatever colors you're using. But for the sake of this video, I'm using red scrap. So you're just going to want to take, first of all, figure out where on your felt that you're going to place your flowers. So since I'm only using the two that I just created, I'm probably just going to simply put them like that. So I'm going to take this one here, and I'm going to add some glue to the middle. And I'm going to place it on this scrap piece of felt, like that. So now I'm going to glue the center of this flower and I'm going to place it next to this one, like that. So you're going to want to let this dry. If you don't want your flowers coming apart, make sure that you ensure there's glue to hold them together. So if they're being worn as a headband and they're following the curve of the head, they're not going to split apart. So allow this a second to dry. Don't worry about the strings from your glue gun. Once they dry, you can easily pull them off. Now I take a much thinner pair of scissors. Just find it easier for this part. And I trim off the excess. Just making sure that I'm not cutting the flower. Like that. Now this part does not really matter, because if you're going to take a headband, let me see if I have one right here that I can grab. I do. So you're going to take an elastic headband, and if you're going to place now this onto your headband, you're going to put this here, and then you're going to take another piece of felt, or you can use a piece of fabric. Just as an example, you would cut out a square piece. Oh, excuse me. And you would just glue it between, or glue it together with your elastic between here, and then that covers up the whole backing of your flower piece. And then that would be attached. So there you go. Easy way to make ribbon flowers and how to easily attach them to a headband. Hope you guys found this informative and enjoyed this tutorial. Please feel free to like us on Facebook. I will add the link to the description, and all of our creations are available for purchase. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you.